Hello, everybody. What a pleasure to be here today. It has been 15 months of activities, of meetings, of engaging, of communicating, of doing things together. And not together as people, but together as a region. And of course, through the torch of European countries such as Spain, guiding us through the climate action that all region Balkans should steam forward to. And it's beautifully aligned actually within the theme that this year's the Earth Day has, which is our power, our planet. And what this project actually tried to do was giving this power to youth, to the generation who tomorrow will do and will mark the most transformations in this planet of ours. In 55 years, as this marks the 55th year of Earth Day, which has led the world, let's say, in educating and mobilizing the public, something that this project aimed very much to do and hopefully achieved somehow. Not only this, but today we embark with other 192 other countries and over 1 billion people who is trying to do something within the Earth Day. Of course, grassroots people power has always been at the heart of Earth Day, and that is why we are here today, and that is why this project was initiated. Us as coordinators, we have always tried, of course, to bring what Europe Alliance and values are. However, we always need to think about what the region has also to offer and the power it withholds. We wouldn't anyways be here today without Europe, let's say. So I would like to leave you today some food for thoughts. Where would be the region without the push of climate action of EU? Where would that be a climate action in the region without the EU support or push forwards? I would leave with that question and most importantly in trying to tackle today in some of the policy recommendations we are trying to bring forward too. So please keep in mind that this is not only a conference, this is not only a meeting. This is people that we need and to take their thoughts, their insights, their experience, and to push forward something that we are very aligned with, climate action within the region. I would like only to put forward some results of these projects, of these 50 months activities. As you may see, the target group of this project was youth, trainers, workers, organizations, young activists, local and national authorities and citizens of Albania, the region, and Europe. The focus was bringing the EU practices and translating them into tangible tools for youth in the Western Balkans, fast-forwarding them towards the green transition. And of course, the methodology was a set of trained youth that can spread and can come across with this message to other people. A tool also was developed, a set of modules that not only are EU brought, but these tools and these methodologies are something that were critically tailor-made for the region and for each country in the region, as this is something very important. We train these youth not only to understand what climate action is, what climate change is, but also how they can communicate better and be these pioneers of these actions. We aimed also to train these youth in understanding what can we do to tackle climate action, meaning what are these methodologies, what are these technologies that are being developed. So we not only know what climate change is, but actually we know how we can somehow make a difference and change it. 6 partners, which I would like today as this closing event, let's say, to thank very much. Nothing would happen if we do not collaborate together. Nothing would have ever happened if this 6-partner organization would not have worked together and bring something forward. So I would like to thank all our partners from region and starting with Albanian Skills from Albania, from Brigade Connect, our Spain capacity building actor, and Ecologic from North Macedonia, the Balkan Forum from Kosovo, which is beautifully hosting this event today, which we are here, and of course the Bosnia and Herzegovina partner, Bravo. Many activities. It was not easy. We had lots of participants, lots of activities, and we tried to make the most of it. There are more than 195 youth that were not only trained, but only informed, but also given the power to change our planet. More than 250 beneficiaries engaged in sustainable development, not only understanding, but having the tools to know and communicate it to other audiences. We created a network of trainers who can tomorrow, through these modules that were established for the region, can be empowered to actually give this as a service. So they now have the knowledge, have the expertise, and can actually train other people in understanding climate action and in understanding what these change-making technologies today are. We develop non-formal learning methods and tools. These methods and tools are open. Everything is open to the audience and to whoever wants to learn and to be engaged. And of course, we supported actions to engage, connect, and empower, which is the motto of this project. This is it, just a fast forward, as we say, preview of this project and what it holds. I would like again to thank you for being here and for sharing with us your insights, your experience, and your thoughts. And we really want to take them and make use of them and make the regional action towards climate action, let's say, together and stronger. Thank you.
I have closely followed this project and I had the pleasure of meeting the coordinator organization Beyond and Ballkanin Group and Beyond Barriers in Tirana last October. I would like to underline that you made a very good job, hard work. Everyone was involved in this incredible and inspiring project. Some few words about environment. You know that we have use goal words. It's engage, empower, and connect. You mentioned it earlier today, Francesca. For the European Commission, it's very, very important. Issues like climate change and environmental respect are the forefront of our daily lives. They are concrete challenges that demand our immediate attention and action. And I want to extend my heart-left congratulations to everyone who has contributed to this project, providing essential tools and to improve our future.
So I'm going to be brief. First of all, when it comes to today, we need to appreciate the fact that it's Earth Day. We have a lot of events coming up today as a ministry. And I think it's a very good day to mark this event, especially considering that regional cooperation is very essential in this agenda, specifically on the climate change agenda. I'll share with you a couple of things we've done in terms of the climate change agenda in Kosovo and how it is relevant to education, but also how it is relevant to the regional cooperation. In Kosovo, 4 years ago, we took a stance on climate change. We realized that we need to be able to have a concrete agenda on climate, and we also acknowledge that it's a very multidimensional topic. Whenever you have a problem or a challenge, tackling the challenge in terms of the sectors that are within the climate change agenda requires a lot of multidimensional solutions. You want to create synergies in the solutions. But fundamentally, what you need beforehand is have a good legal basis to be able to do any projects. And so we took this agenda in 3 pillars, sort of a systemic approach. We started with having quite a concrete legislative pillar. And by that I mean we enacted the climate change law, which was enacted in 2023, which then gave legal basis to a lot of other strategic documents, namely the climate change adaptation strategy, which is very relevant and very much a priority for us right now, the voluntary NDC, And I emphasize on the term voluntary because Kosovo is not part of UNFCCC, neither did it ratify the Paris Agreement, not because we don't want to, but we were unable to do so. As a result, we showed the world that while the world is currently negotiating on a topic such as climate change, which knows no borders, and it's leaving us behind, we decided not to leave Kosovo, the world behind as Kosovo. And thus, we took quite a lot of concrete measures in the voluntary NDC. Of course, there's other legal basis for strategic documents, such as the National Energy and Climate Plan, which countries in the region are also preparing. So we're coordinating because all of us are contracting parties through the Energy Community Treaty. Besides that, there's a lot of other secondary legislation that really enables our ministries to be able to work on different measures. Once we did the pillar of legal basis, legislation basis, we had to work towards institutional capacities. And that is why we came up with the model of having the Climate Change Council, which is comprised of high-level policymakers, ministers, and then also the Climate Change Secretariat, which is comprised of civil servants from different ministries. Because the idea was that while we work in legislation and different projects and strategies, we need to have civil servants of different ministries streamline climate change, both on the mitigation aspect and on adaptation aspect. No intervention can be made without coordination of more than one ministry. Although we are the Ministry of Environment, Spatial Planning and Infrastructure, which is the biggest ministry in the government, and infrastructure and environment kind of sounds a little bit not much aligned. The idea was to be able to inform infrastructure based on available science. And so I'll move on the third pillar, which is technical input. We really